Good morning. This is Juliana Angel, your dark mask diva. So, otherworldies, I did another video a few months ago. It wasn't one of my more popular ones. It was about friend groups. I'm going to do another one. I don't know if this one's going to go over well or not. These ones don't tend to go over real well, but I'm just going to try another one. This one is about friend groups, and it's about sometimes these friend groups are they're kind of a red flag that your relationship it might not go very well, and this is just a way to weed out potential problems. Okay, and I'm not going to say it's toxic per se, but it just might signal that there's a problem here. It's just people in a friend group, it might not be a good thing for a relationship. Okay, it just might not be something that works out. Okay, so in the last one, I was talking about this guy. He had a friend group, and it was a bunch of lesbian women, and he was always hanging out with these women, and his girlfriend didn't like it. Well, I told her it really doesn't matter if these ladies prefer the company of other ladies. That's still your boyfriend, and he's still hanging out with all these other ladies. He should be hanging out with you, I told her. Right? So it really doesn't matter if the women prefer the company of other women. He's still a guy, and he's still attracted to women. So that was still inappropriate of him. And I just kind of wonder what his motive was for doing something like that. It just seemed kind of maybe fetishy or something. And I sort of got more in depth with that. That's a video from a few months ago. If you guys want to go scroll way back to the beginning and check that video out. Okay? It wasn't very popular when it came out, but if you guys want to go look at it again, it's toward the beginning. It's about the friend group, okay? She wasn't comfortable with that, and I really can't blame her. Okay, so this is along a similar theme, all right, and it really doesn't have anything to do with people's sexuality per se, but yeah, and in some ways it does, but it's not really so much that. Pardon me. So here's the thing. Let's say you're a guy and you're going out with a girl, and she has only guy friends. Maybe she has one or two female friends, but most of her friends are a bunch of dudes. And she's always just hanging out with these dudes. She's always at a party with a bunch of guys. You're not there. So she's partying and drinking and chilling with a bunch of dudes all the time. Maybe they're watching sports, maybe she's a tomboy, but she's just hanging out with a bunch of dudes, and she has all these friends that are dudes, and they're hitting her up, on Instagram or whatever, because she has an account. She's on Facebook, whatever, and they're texting her all the time, sliding into her DMs. She says they're just friends. Okay, that's your girlfriend, whatever. They're talking to her all the time, and hanging out with her all the time, and she insists she's just like one of the guys. There's no real evidence that she's cheating on you, but she's just hanging out with all these guys, and she has all these guys that are friends, and just yeah, that's not a really comfortable situation. Yeah, a guy wrote to me and said something about that, and it was the other guy saying, bro, no, absolutely not, no, And you know what, I have to agree with him. I'm like, no, bro, absolutely not, No, because guys, why do you think all those guys are hanging around her? Partying with her, and just like, she's having all these guy friends. Well, that's a little, I don't know. I mean, she's alone with these guys. She really should be hanging out with you, for one thing, she shouldn't be hanging out with other guys. She shouldn't need to have all these guy friends. I mean, why doesn't she have more female friends? I get it. Maybe she's one of those, I'm not like other girls. I don't get along with other girls. Okay, well, yeah, you need some friends of your own gender. Everybody does. Okay, you're not a very well-balanced person if you don't have friends of your own gender. I mean, that's kind of, you can't be that big of a tomboy, okay? You need friends of your own gender. There's good people of every gender, of every background. You need friends of your own kind, okay? So here's the thing. If she has a boyfriend, why does she need to be hanging around all these other guys? I get it if these other guys are like her brothers or something like that. I don't mean guys she says, oh, he's like a brother. No, I mean like her actual brothers. Like a relative, okay? That's one thing. And if she's just kind of like one of those girls who has like masculine interests, okay, I get that. But if she has a boyfriend, why does she need to be hanging around all those other guys? Okay, you could either not go out with her, or you could say, I'm really not comfortable with you hanging out with all these other dudes. Because, why would dudes be hanging around another girl all the time? I mean, she could be cool or whatever. Is she like the sister of somebody that's, it's a group of people that hang out? I mean, what is the premise of her hanging out with these guys and having all these guy friends? That's just kind of, I wouldn't want, if I was a guy, my girlfriend hanging out with all these guys and talking to these other guys constantly. Why does she need to be doing that? And why does she need that level of attention? Like, I have male friends, but I'm not, like, talking to them constantly. I mean, I talk to my fiancé all day. And I talk to male friends just briefly. But it's really just me and my fiancé all day. So he's getting my emotional attention. He's getting my focus. And I'll talk to, like, a male friend for just a second. Like he'll want some advice real quick or something. I don't invest a lot of energy into, like, other male people. So why is she just surrounded by these dudes and having all these friendships with other guys? What is that about? And guys hanging around women, there's a reason they're doing that. Why do guys hang around women? What do they want? What do guys hang around? Why do guys generally hang around women? We know why. Right? Okay. I'm a woman and I know why. Come on. Okay, so they're trying to just wait till she probably has a fight with her boyfriend, right? And they get a chance to make out and all that. Okay. So I just kind of, because this is like high school, college guy that wrote in. Okay. So I kind of think, I think maybe you should maybe let that relationship go, dude. I kind of don't have a good feeling about it. Okay. So, on the other hand, we have, what about some dude that has a bunch of female friends? Okay, he's like this confirmed bachelor type dude. Okay, he either doesn't really want to settle down, or he's just orbiting all these females. He's keeping them on the back burner because some of them are either friends with benefits that he just kind of keeps around, or he's trying to have something going with them and he's chatting them all up. But you're like more of an official girlfriend, but he kind of still flirts with all of them. And the only reason they're not girlfriends is because he hasn't been able to get anywhere with them. So you're the only one so far that's said yes, and that's the only reason you're one of the girlfriends. But maybe you're just a placeholder. and he has all these females. Okay, so here's a guy who needs a lot of female attention. He just has to have all this female attention. Okay, so if there's this guy with this unusual amount of female energy, who has to have all these female friends around, who just really doesn't seem to have too many guy friends, maybe other guys can't really stand him. Maybe he's just kind of a tool. And he just has all these female friends. Maybe he just has to be flirting all the time. And really he's probably just trying to get something going with all these females all the time. There's something wrong there. But really he's just flirting with everybody. And there's something fishy going on. So he's actually orbiting all these females. Okay? It's not that he's just such a sweet, lovable ladies' man. He's really just orbiting all the females. He's trying to have his cake and eat it too. So he's having you as a girlfriend, but you're always going to feel really weird about all these female friendships he has. And he's always going to want to take his female friends out to lunch, and he's always going to want to hang out, and he's always going to have his work wife, and he's always going to have, his this wife and his that wife, and he's probably never going to try to marry you or really have anything serious going, because he's going to have his this wifey over here and this wifey over there, and he's never really going to want to truly settle down, because he's going to have all these different types of girlfriends everywhere and they're not really going to be girlfriends, but he's just going to need all these different women to suit each category. This is the one at work, this is the one over here, at the yacht club, and this is the one, who pays me attention over here. This is my Starbucks girlfriend, and this is the one, that I have the coffee with, and this is my friend I have lunch with, but you're my girlfriend, but, I really don't want to ever get married, but you're okay, and he's never going to have like a real relationship with anybody. And he's going to get mad because, one day you're going to want to settle down, and you're going to want to have kids, and live together. And that sort of thing. You're going to want to make it official and legal and be a grown-up and stuff like that. He's just going to need all these females around him. And he's going to be like Peter Pan and just never want to grow up. And he's just going to need all this constant female attention. And he was probably just one of those guys who was coddled when he was growing up. Okay, and of course he's trying to sleep with all of them. He's a guy. So why wouldn't he keep them all around? Of course, he's trying to mess around with all of them. He's just one of those confirmed bachelors. He's an old bachelor, okay? Okay, let's move on. Let's talk about the guy who has, I was talking about that other guy before, the guy that has all the female friends who just happen to be lesbians. And she was just like, I know it shouldn't bother me because they're lesbians. Yeah, it should bother you even though they're lesbians. First of all, he's hanging around a bunch of women. He actually wants to be with a bisexual woman. Okay, you're a straight woman. He actually prefers masculine women. Okay? And you're like, why are you assuming that they're masculine because they're lesbians? Well, lesbians do tend to be more masculine than straight women. Just in general. Okay, and just because their hormone levels, they have more testosterone. They're lesbians. Okay, in just in general. All right, I live around a bunch of them. That's generally how they are. All right, he's more attracted to that. He would rather be in a situation where there was a bisexual woman involved. All right, he would rather have threesomes. Okay, he's more attracted to bisexual women. He's more attracted to women who have more of a masculine edge. He's not going to be happy with just a straight woman who's more feminine. Okay, so this young lady needs to worry because she's a regular heterosexual, run-of-the-mill, feminine lady. Okay, who just wants to have a heterosexual relationship with the dude without any extra like third party females involved, because she's not attracted to other females. She's just attracted to guys, and she just wants one partner. So this dude wants two partners, and the other partner to be another female. Okay, so he's over there trying to cheat on her with two other females. She needs to worry about that. That's why he's hanging out with all those lesbians. So she needs to worry about his friend group being this group of lesbians. That's why he's hanging out with those women. Okay, so she needs to pretty much she's not his type because she's feminine and straight. Okay, she needs to just get rid of him and just go find a dude that's just happy with a regular straight woman who wants a monogamous relationship. And a lot of guys fantasize about being with two women. Okay, but a lot of lesbians really just don't want a dude there. Okay, I think these guys are watching too much pornography. But you go and these lesbians don't want some guy in the middle of their relationship. You guys are watching way too much freaking porn. Okay, I mean, if it's two women who aren't in a relationship, yeah, they might want a dude there. If they're not in a relationship, if there's just two women trying to be kinky, yeah. But two women in a relationship are not going to try to bring a guy in, so not as far as I know. I could be wrong, but from what I know, I don't think he's if he's trying to hang out with a lesbian group, I don't think that's his best move. But I don't know how you break into that kind of stuff. But what he's doing isn't right, because he actually has a girlfriend. So she needs to get away from him and just move on to somebody who wants to have a monogamous relationship with someone like her, and she's his type. Okay, so she needs to judge by that friend group and go, okay, I'm out of here. Alright, the straight guy who has an only friend group of gay guys. Okay, that's not a straight guy. If you're a straight guy and all your friends are gay guys, how many straight guys do you know who all their friends are gay guys and you're still a straight guy? I'm not saying it's wrong to be a straight guy and have a friend who's a gay guy, but all your friends are gay guys? All your friends are gay guys and you're a straight guy. All your friends? Bro, come on. Come on now. Okay, that guy is bisexual. Okay. You might be the first woman he's ever tried. And the last? I don't know. You might be something new. He might change his mind and be like, okay, I guess I'll be with you now. And but that's a bisexual. That's not a super straight guy you're dealing with. So he's got some gay in him. Okay, he's not a straight guy. So are you okay with that? But his gay guy friends are going to be like, ew. They might not be cool with it. He might be kind of an outcast in the group, because they actually know he's not straight. Okay, you really think they don't know? They're kind of going along with it, like, did you know so-and-so is actually dating a woman now? She's okay, I met her, she's nice, but she's a woman. Yeah, well, I know she was dating such and such, he's cute. You know? So they're kind of like, they're tolerating you. But they know he also likes guys. So they kind of realize that you don't know that, so they're all gossiping about you behind your back. That's icky. So are you okay with going out with a guy who also likes other guys? Well, people are gossiping about you because you don't realize that he also has other sexual preferences. Okay, if he's a so-called straight guy and all his friends are gay guys, all of them, he's not a straight guy. Know that. It's not just that he's open-minded. It's okay to be a straight guy and have some gay friends and still be straight. Some. But then you got to have some straight friends, and then you got to have some female friends, some male friends, some different, race friends. You got to have a variety of friends, okay? But you're a straight guy with all gay friends, you're gay. Okay? If you are, same thing. If you are a straight woman with all lesbian friends, I'm pretty sure you're not a straight lady. Why would you have a bunch of lesbian friends and be the only one there who likes dudes? Why would you be hanging out with them and be like the only one there liking dudes? Okay, you're hanging out with that group and you're not dating any of those women, like, ever. You never got curious. None of them ever kissed you when you were drinking. Nothing ever happened. Yeah, right. Women's sexuality is extremely fluid. Extremely. Nothing ever happened. You're a straight chick hanging out with all these lesbians. You're the only straight chick there. Really. Dude. I'm going to tell you a story. You would not believe how many chicks are low-key lesbians. One time I was at this gangster party, right? So we were all drinking and smoking weed and doing each other's makeup and hair, and I was cutting people's bangs, and we were doing each other's makeup and everything, and all the guys left. Now remember, the thing about gangster chicks is they've all been to jail and prison and everything like that, right? So you know what happens in there. I wasn't even thinking about that, right? I was just like, I had just moved into the neighborhood and I was just partying with everybody. I didn't think anything about it, right? All the men left, right? And they were all their boyfriends, their husband, their baby daddy, and everything else. All the men left. As soon as the men left, all the girls started kissing on me and doing all this stuff. And I was like, they're like, you're so pretty. And I was like, you guys are lesbians. Well, you all like females? And they all started showing me these tattoos, and this one she goes, I got 20 bitches' names on me, and she started showing me all these ladies' names she got tattooed on her. I'm like, get out of town. I go, you all like girls? And they're like, I go, you all got dudes. I go, yeah, doesn't mean we don't like girls. I was like, and they're like, we thought you knew. I'm like, no. I go, dang. I really didn't. I mean, because you think lesbians, go around wearing rainbow things. Because they were just a bunch of gangsters. They didn't go around wearing rainbow things that said pride on it and stuff like that. But as soon as the men came back of the room, they all stepped back like they weren't doing nothing. I was like, oh, I see how it is. You hide it from those dudes. All right. And so one of the dudes looked at his lady and he goes, what are you doing? She's like, nothing. And she tried to play it off like she wasn't just trying to kiss me and stuff. And I was just sitting there and he just kind of looked at me and he just kind of looked at her and he just kind of went, and he just kind of left the room, and I was like, okay. So they were just low key, yeah, they were seriously low-key leses. Yeah. They were about it. But when the guys were around, they didn't say a darn thing about it. They were just kind of like, you know, just acting straight and just being what they were, you know. Just acting regular. They weren't talking about, because I'm used to being around lesbians who talk about gay issues and you know, like, make themselves look like lesbians. I mean, I don't mean to be stereotypical, but where I live now, the lesbians make themselves look like lesbians. So they can be like, look, you know, we're here, we're queer. You know what I mean? Like, here we are. And they wear things that are to make themselves look gay and stuff like that. You know, to identify themselves. These chicks were just like gangsters. They didn't have anything to identify themselves. They just looked, you know, like they were gangsters, you know. But they were like all about being attracted to other ladies. And they liked me. I was like, oh, I was like, get out. I'm like, whoa. All right, you know. I was just taken aback. Because they were just like all flirting with me, and people were getting turned up and drinking and smoking and feeling themselves, and I was really actually really surprised. So you never know. Let's see what else. So, who knew? Let's see. Other friend groups. That's a lot of the ways with genders. I really never thought to look at that chick's tattoos. Because the way the lettering was and stuff, it wasn't really obvious. But when she pointed it out, I couldn't unsee it. Yeah. None of them were Bozettos, though. That was the weird thing. Stuff like that. If you see friend group situations like that, you're going to want to stay away. Just because it's going to be trouble. That gangster thing, I did not see it coming. Because I've been around so many gangsters, and that never happened. Just that one time. Well, ladies' restrooms. A lot of lesbians in there. Ones you wouldn't even suspect. Girls be trying to kiss other girls in the bathroom all the time. You're like, really, her? Who knew? Yeah. Let's see what else. But this really isn't about lesbians, it's about people's friend groups. You really don't want to, if you see one-sided friend groups, that's what you're going to need to avoid if people don't have a balance in their friend groups. Yeah. That's going to be a problem. So you need to judge people by that. You're not going to really be able to have a relationship with that person because there's some player energy there. There's some that person's not going to be able to be monogamous. You're always going to have to worry about that person. And some of those people in that group are exes that person's keeping around. Ex-hookups, ex-boyfriends, ex-girlfriends, friends with benefits, drug dealers. People they say are relatives, but they're not. Just people that if you're in a relationship with someone you don't want around your partner. So just shady situations. You want someone who you pretty much know who they hang around with, and you feel comfortable around that person too, and they want to hang around you. That is another thing. Their friends want to be friends with you. Their friends want to meet you, and they want to hang around you. Because my male friends want to meet Sensational, and they want to hang around him. That's how you know my male friends are legit. Because they want to be friends with my fiance. They're like, when are we going to meet your guy? When are we going to hang out with your guy? When are we going to chill with your guy? I'm like, come on over here. He wants to meet you. Come over here and chill with my guy. Like, yeah, when are we going to hang out with him? They're not like, when am I going to hang out with you alone and not be around him? You know, it's like, well, when are we going to talk to him? When are we going to hang out with him? They totally want to meet him and hang out with him. They're like, yeah, we want to meet the guy you're going to marry. When are we going to hang out with him? They're just trying to like meet him and be a part of knowing him because they know me. So it's like they're not trying to be alone with me and not meet him. You know what I mean? So there's nothing shady going on. But it's like if you have an opposite sex friend and they are trying to avoid the person you're with, stop being friends with them. That is a dead freaking giveaway. And if you have a mate and they've got these opposite sex friends and you could never, there's something weird, like you can never quite get to meet that person. There's always some like weird like little excuse, now's not the time, and this is just really odd, and but they still keep communicating with the person, but for some reason you can never seem to meet them. It's just really odd and strange. And they live close enough by, but for some reason it just never seems to work out. Yeah. Be cautious. Alright, well, that's all I have to say about that. Told you a crazy story. Everybody, you have a very blessed day, otherworldlies. Alright, you guys, sensationals, you guys have a wonderful, blessed day. Bye-bye.